They say the average person only gets 30,000 days. Some claim even fewer. So why do most people waste them like they're infinite? A few simple shifts can stretch time itself. Ready to find out how? Stick around. Your future self will thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. You ever notice how fast time seems to fly these days? One minute it's Monday, the next it's already the weekend. But when you were a kid, even summer break felt like it stretched on forever. That's not just in your head. It turns out our brains process time based on novelty. New experiences get recorded more deeply. But when every day starts to feel the same routine, same surroundings, your brain just stops paying close attention. That's why everything begins to blur together. The trick? Break the pattern. Introduce something unfamiliar into your day. Take a different route to work, learn a new hobby, start a casual conversation with someone unexpected. These little shifts make time feel fuller, richer, and strangely slower. Because the truth is, time hasn't sped up. You've just stopped noticing it. So many of us are stuck in what feels like a never-ending to-do list. You might look busy, emails, errands, endless tasks. But are you actually spending time on what matters? Here's a story to think about. Picture yourself decades from now. Looking back on today, what do you wish you'd spent more time on? That extra hour at your desk or dinner with someone you love? That's called the deathbed test, and it's eye-opening. It instantly shows you the difference between activity and intention. Busy feels productive, but it's often just a distraction in disguise. And the more you chase it, the more your real priorities quietly drift away. The 3-item rule for daily clarity. Want a quick way to simplify your life? Try this. Make a list of everything you want to achieve. Then circle just 3 things. The rest? That's your avoid list. Seriously. It feels wrong to ignore goals, but spreading your energy too thin makes you less effective at everything. Focus isn't just about saying yes, it's about saying no to the right things. If everything matters, nothing does. And if you're constantly pulled in 5 directions, you'll never move forward in any. Narrow your focus, protect your time, and let those top 3 things guide your day. How to beat time blindness. Here's something strange. The more routine your life becomes, the faster time passes. That's because your brain starts skipping over experiences it's already categorized. It's like autopilot, but for your entire week. Want to feel like life is full again? Shake it up. Go somewhere you've never been. Try something a little uncomfortable. Even changing your environment can jolt your brain into paying attention again. The goal isn't to chase constant excitement. It's to create just enough contrast that your brain stops coasting and starts recording. Because the more vivid your days, the slower they seem to pass. And that's a good thing. Here's a truth no one talks about. Time means nothing without energy. You could have a free afternoon, but if you're exhausted, it won't feel like freedom. What matters more than time management is energy management. Think about this. Would you rather have 8 hours of focused energy or 12 hours of mental fog? That's why smart habits matter more than long hours. Your sleep, your nutrition, your movement, it's all part of your energy bank. And when that's low, even small tasks feel heavy. So take a short walk, breathe deeply, or even pause. Recharge on purpose, because energy fuels everything you care about. Relationships stretch time too. Some people think deep relationships are built through big events, vacations, birthdays, milestones, but that's only part of the story. The truth? It's the little things, the small texts, the just checking in calls, remembering someone's favorite drink. These daily moments build trust, warmth, and depth, like tiny deposits in an emotional bank account. And here's a twist. Shared challenges, yes, the tough times, often strengthen bonds more than shared fun. Being there for someone in a hard moment, that sticks. If you want time to feel more meaningful, invest it in people. Not just the ones closest to you, but also the casual connections, because those often lead to the most unexpected opportunities. Career isn't a ladder, it's a jungle gym. We're told to climb the ladder, one rung at a time. But in reality, successful careers rarely move in a straight line. They zigzag, they loop, they even stall sometimes. And that's okay, don't be afraid to explore sideways. Learn a new skill, join a new team, or try something unrelated to your current path. Each experience adds a layer to who you are and what you can offer. Here's a cool idea. Pay attention to what you do when you're procrastinating. That side project, that hobby, might just be pointing you to something bigger. Sometimes your distractions are your direction. Mastering the 90-second rule of emotions. Let's talk about emotions for a second. Actually, 90 seconds. That's how long a typical emotion lasts in your body. After that, You're choosing to hold on to it. It might sound strange, but once you understand this, you get back control. You can't stop the first wave of anger or anxiety, but you don't have to ride it all day. Being emotionally steady doesn't mean you're cold. It means you know when to pause. And in tough situations, the calmest person usually makes the best decisions. Learn to ride the wave, but don't let it carry you somewhere you don't want to go. Financial freedom starts with time freedom. A higher salary feels like a dream, but more money often means more hours, more stress, and more stuff to manage. So here's a better question. How much is your time actually worth? Would you rather earn more and live in chaos, or earn slightly less and have time for what matters? That's called time affluence, and it's a form of wealth we often ignore. The smartest people don't just budget money, they budget attention. They live beneath their means, not to restrict themselves, but to create room. Room for change, room for freedom, room for what actually lights them up. Creative flow requires messy starts. Ever sat down to create something and nothing good came out? That's normal. Creativity is like a faucet. When you first turn it on, the water runs brown. But keep it flowing, and the clean stuff comes through. The mistake most people make, they try to create and judge at the same time. That's like trying to accelerate with the brakes on. Give yourself permission to make bad work. It clears space for great work. And here's a twist. Constraints actually fuel creativity. When you don't have endless time or tools, your brain gets sharper, not slower. Start where you are. That's enough. Personal energy is your ultimate resource. You don't just lose time to distractions, you lose energy. Some tasks drain you, some people drain you. And if you're not aware of it, your whole day can disappear into things that leave you empty. That's why energy audits are so powerful. Pay attention to what charges you and what drains you. Then protect the things that recharge you like they're sacred. Even silly hacks help, like wearing the same clothes or planning meals in advance. It's not laziness, it's energy preservation. Because the more energy you have, the more alive your hours feel. Real connections aren't built in a rush. Networking sounds boring until you realize it's just about connecting people, not collecting them. Strong relationships aren't built in a day. They're built in small, real moments. A quick text, a shared laugh, an unexpected favor. Want to grow your opportunities? Be a connector. Introduce two people who could help each other. Show up before you're asked. And don't wait until you need a network to start building one, because by then, it's too late. Relationships, like gardens, grow with regular care, so water them before the soil runs dry. Mental models help you see what others don't. Most people react to what's right in front of them, but real insight comes from stepping back and thinking deeper. Mental models are tools for thinking, and they help you see second and third order effects, the ripple effects of your choices. For example, instead of asking, "How do I fix this problem?" try, "What's causing this in the first place?" One model might change the way you see everything. But don't just collect quotes or facts. Learn patterns. Learn how to think, not just what to think. Because understanding creates clarity, and clarity creates confidence. You don't find a life, you design one. Your life isn't a script, it's a prototype. And prototypes aren't meant to be perfect. They're meant to be tested, tweaked, and lived. The secret? Stop trying to figure everything out in advance. Try something small, a 5-minute habit, a weekly reflection, a new routine. These aren't life overhauls, they're life nudges. And over time, they add up to something amazing. Forget what everyone else measures. Create your own metrics, your own definition of success, and build around that. Here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need to spend it better. Everything we've talked about, focus, energy, relationships, creativity, growth, comes down to this. What will you do with the time you have? Start small. Test one idea from this video today. Then tell us in the comments, what shift are you making? And if this gave you something to think about, consider subscribing, because your future isn't waiting. It's happening right now.